friend. Welcome back to the Friffle table. I'm so glad you joined me today. How have you been? How's your, let's see, we're in July now. How's your second week in July going? Mine is going very well. The weather's been pretty good here. It's not been too croaking hot most of the days recently. So it's been pretty nice. So today's plan, I think, I kind of wing it, so, things might change. But today's plan is I'm going to give you some updates, and then I'm going to show you this little pile of Friffles and explain where I got them from, because I wanted to show you some things. And then we're going to show that little pile of Friffles being part of the July Scavenger Hunt, so that we can update that page. And then if we still have some time, I have an idea, and by an idea I mean just like one line of an idea, for a theme for a page. What I'm going to do with the page, I have no clue. We will figure that out together. So, before we get started, I'm going to give you a moment to either pause it, or if you're like really super fast or already prepared, then maybe you don't need to pause it, but it's time to go get your drink. Your hydration is very important. I actually have to prep mine because I didn't do that. So I have this really cool fireworks cup because, fireworks are life. And we're going to pour pink lemonade into my ice because I want fancy today. And yes, water flavors are fancy. It doesn't quite fit, so we're just going to drink this part. Okay, I got my drink. Do you got your drink? I'm going to light my candle because it's one of my... Oh no, my candle lighter disappeared. Well. Okay, I do not know what I did with my candle lighter, so give me one moment. I'm going to try reaching across the room here. Now, while I'm doing this, I will give you update number 1 because you can clearly still hear me. And that is because I realized while editing the first few videos that the audio was really bad. And by bad, I just mean, well, it could be bad. I don't know. I don't have experience in this thing. But what I do know is that it was really low. Every time I moved or, turned to grab something or anything like that, you suddenly couldn't hear me or make out what I was saying all the time. And sometimes I mumble because I'm kind of sort of talking to myself. So I upgraded the Friffle table a little. We got a teeny tiny little mini microphone that I'm gonna show you, but it's not to I don't know how to word that. It's not like to show it off or anything. It's for a purpose, because I want to show you a very short, teeny tiny glimpse of what it's like to be in my head. Okay? So I'm going to take off the microphone so I can show it on the camera, which also, if you see my watch in screen and it looks funny because it's way up on my arm, that's on purpose, and it's not staying there because it's being really dumb. Maybe I can tighten it. The reason I put it halfway up my freaking arm is because I also realized while editing that my wrist, when I was moving to do things, was zooming the camera in and out at random moments. So if you noticed that in previous videos, I'm really, really sorry. But also, if you noticed that in previous videos, I'm really, really happy because that means that you watched previous videos. So that's cool. Okay, anyway, back to... see, it just did it. I think it just did it. I feel like... I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing to set that off. I wonder if it's just... Oop. It might be like movement-based. I'm gonna have to research that. It might be movement-based. Like, what do you call those? Like shortcuts or whatever. I don't know. I'll have to just try to pay closer attention to it. Anyway, so back to the microphone. So I'm going to show you this just because. Okay, here we go. See that little poofy thing on top? It normally comes off. Now, I know nothing about recording equipment, or any of this stuff. I'm learning on the go and doing research, but I figured out that these are supposed to be used when it's windy out. It's supposed to help, I don't know, not pick up the wind on your microphone or whatever. But look at it. It's so fluffy. It's so fluffy. And I don't want to pet it because I don't want to like pet it in your ear, but it's so soft and it's so puffy. And so I had to put it on there because this is what it's like to live in my brain sometimes, is that poofy, soft, fluffy things are just the most adorable thing ever. So we have a little poofy microphone and it's the cutest thing ever. Okay. Now we're going to put that back in place so that you can actually hear me. And I'm really hoping that me moving that to show you didn't like sprinkle in your ear, because that would be bad. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to take a sip real quick. Don't forget your water. Okay. We're going to start with this little pile here. I'm going to zoom you in now. This is one of those times where the zoom in would be a good thing. Okay, that should work. All right, so this is just a random little pile of friffles that I created that I've been collecting. I wanted to just start kind of showing you some of the random friffles that I get from like non-magazine sources, so that I can show you where I collect all my random things. So this, just plain duct tape. Now, is it a good idea to use duct tape in your journal? Probably not, because, the whole, like, using acid-free supplies and all that baloney. But, I don't care. I really don't. Because I'm not trying to preserve my journals for eternity. I'm just creating them, and then I'm going to take photos of them, and then I'm going to store them. And if they get ruined, it's not the end of the world. So, for me, the point isn't keepsakes, it's the creating them as I go. So, duct tape. I thought it was a pretty color, so I kifed it. And by kifed it, I mean I kifed it from my husband's random assortment of junk, because it was a pretty color. This is just to show you. Let's see if we can... Where is that camera? Right here. Just says the Friffle table, in case you can't see it. It's one of those sticker things from an embossing machine. I had the idea, before I knew that it was an actual thing, to use one of those Dymo thermal printers to make little labels to put in my journal. And then I got thinking, now I don't know that the next thing I say is actually accurate, but I'll just tell you what my thought was. My thought is that I know that receipts are thermal printed, and receipts fade over time, and so do the address labels that are thermal printed. So I thought maybe the Dymo thermal printer would fade over time too. And I know I just said I'm not trying to make this as keepsakes, but I also don't want to purposely put something in there that I know is going to like croak in a couple months. So after I had that thought, it wasn't more than a couple of days, and I actually saw somebody on, I don't remember if it was Pinterest or Instagram, that was using one of those embossers, and that does like the stamp it in the thing, so it will never croak on me. So that's fantastic. So I'm not going to show you the machine because I'm not going to dig it out right now, but you'll see it next time I use it. But I just wanted to show you that now I can make my own little word friffles, which is really cool. I didn't get the expensive name brand one. I just got an off-brand one on Amazon. Oh, the updates. I forgot the updates. I started the updates and then I got sidetracked. So that actually brings me to a second update. Something that I have as a plan for the Friffle table that's in the works, but it's going to be a little while, is I was going to join the Amazon affiliate marketing thingamajigger, where I can share Amazon links to products to you guys. And then I'm not sure how I'm supposed to word this on YouTube, but when I share the links, when I get it all set up, if you buy something, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do get a small percentage of the sales or whatever. And I'm not setting that up to try to sell you guys stuff. If you don't buy anything, that's fantastic, because I've been there, done that, know what it's like to not have money or not want to spend money or blah, blah, blah. But what I wanted to do with it is I wanted to create, and I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I got to figure it all out, but I wanted to create a page where it has the Amazon links and photos or whatever to products, only products that I've actually bought and used, or, you know, still use, that is in my collection. Like things that I've actually purchased, I've actually tried, and I think they're pretty cool, and I think you might like them too. That way, if you ever have any questions on where I got something or whatever, most of the stuff I've got has been from Amazon for like actual like tools and things. Um, yeah. So anyway, so that's this little embosser machine will be on there with the brand that I bought, so that you can see the exact one that I buy. So back to my updates. Just a tiny one that probably nobody cares about, but I mentioned in a previous video that my cutter blade was getting awful. So just newsflash, I got a new cutter blade. So now it's fantastic. It's like it's brand new again. Yay. And then I think it's the last little update. It's not really an update. I did discover, I Googled it, is what I did. I didn't really discover it. I Googled it. That you guys cannot add photos to the comments of the projects you're working on, which is really, really sad. I was very sad to learn that, because once I start getting some viewers on here, I really, really wanted to see what you guys are working on. So I might have to figure out a workaround for that someday, because I think that would be really cool to be able to share our projects and see what everybody else is doing. So, yeah. But I'm sure you guys probably already knew from using YouTube that you can't put photos in the comments, but I did not, and it was really sad. So that's that. Okay, let me move this stuff over for a second. I will put this stuff away properly later. Okay, back to my little Friffles. Okay, this I saved. I want to say I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I kind of do. And also, you guys are probably sick of hearing that statement out of my mouth already. But it's the logo sticker or whatever for the mini mic that I bought, that you are hearing me from. And then this I cut. It's just the little tag that was on the little bag that it came in. And so I thought it was a cute little black friffle. And I'm actually going to put that in my to be done soon bin. So that way I can actually do a page about getting the mic, or when I write about getting the mic, I can use these as page friffles. That's the plan. So we're going to throw those up there so I don't forget. Okay. These two are cut fairly well for a person that doesn't normally do friffles. But my daughter, Jade, she cut these out, and they're obviously from a gummy bear package. She cut out a whole bunch of stuff from the package, but I managed to trade her some stickers for these because I thought it'd be really cool. I love gummy bears, okay? Am I supposed to eat gummy bears? No, but I love them. And so I thought it would be really cool later to do a page with these. Oh, I almost set that on fire again. Gummy bears. Lots and lots and lots of gummy bears. So yeah, I know they don't look like Haribo or Haribo, however you pronounce it, gummy bears, because they're multicolored, but I don't care. They'd be cool. I think it'd be a cool page. So those are going to go in my to-do soon bin too, so that I don't forget. Now, this next stuff, the rest of this little pile right here, I got all of this from junk mail, and I thought a couple of these pieces were really cool. Okay, so I know you guys already know to cut the inside of envelopes, but I thought these pieces were pretty cool because they're different. They're different than what you normally see. And this one is actually like a combo of the company. I think it was like a credit card like of Avant or something, and it was like a combo of their logo, which was really cool. I thought that was like neat. That was cool marketing. But this one reminds me of I don't know, back in the day. It was probably, well, no, it was most definitely way before my time, but I'm 35, so it was also back in my day. Um, the old TVs, like the really old TVs, when they would do that, like that snow screen or whatever it was called, like that gray fuzzy snow screen. That's what that reminds me of. I hope you can actually see what I'm showing you. Um, but yeah, I had never seen an envelope like that either, so that was cool. And then I'm cutting out windows. I've got a couple of projects to do with windows, and I haven't done them yet, but I've got these going in my project bins so that we can collect them for later. This was just a big envelope that I cut up because it was a really pretty color. So just showing you that. And then we have little social icons from a junk mail. I thought that was cute. But all that to say, this is what I really wanted to show you. These were in some junk credit card offers, and I thought it was really cool to cut out my own name. You know, like that's cool. So now I have my name as words. I mean, I could have made them myself, but still, that's really cool. So just so you know, pay attention to your junk mail. You could find some really cool friffles in there. Now we're gonna set these friffles. I need some more. I need another table in here. Oh, I have one more update, and it's not an update. I'm just gonna do this every video because my pets are like a huge part of my life. But just so you know, we're in here crafting and at the friffle table, and I have the mini schnauzer Luna is under the table at my feet. The Pomeranian, she's sleeping, by the way. My mom's Pomeranian, Tasha, she is curled up in the blanket that I gave her. That's in here because all the dogs love fuzzy blankets, so I have a fuzzy blanket in here. And then the baby, which is Daisy, a Yorkie poo. She's a puppy. She's only, I don't know, I lose track of time, like 13, 14 weeks old. She's curled up in the giant dog bed that's underneath my actual computer desk. And everybody's sleeping, and it's so quiet and peaceful. Yeah, so there you go. Before we get to the scavenger hunt, I want to show you this. And for some people, you may not care. This may be the weirdest thing ever. I mean, it's a weird thing, but it's, you know, whatever. Anyway, this, ta-da, is a box. It's a shipping box. And this came last week, to my house, to my husband, from our health insurance company. And we've had the same insurance for years, I think it's been years, but anyway, they have never done this before, and I wanted to show you this because I thought this was kind of pretty here. Cut that off, but I thought this was kind of pretty. It says this way to your best health, and I am on my own health journey. I'm on a health journey for a lot of things, but the biggest one, which I'm going to be doing a page about soon, is my weight loss. And I'm hoping I'm only one weigh-in away from being under 400 pounds. And I started out at 464, so that's a huge deal for me. So I thought this would be cool. Now, it's on that corrugated cardboard, and I'm going to try to see if I can get the picture off of it and leave the cardboard so it's not so fat. But yeah, so I thought that was cool. But inside, it came with a bunch of little free gifts, which there was like a teeny tiny little first aid kit. I put that in my ATV stuff. There was, let me move this stuff out of the way here. There was like this keychain. I don't know what I want to do with that yet, but, and then you can see we got all these friffly things. Oh, which reminds me, I needed a few friffles for the scavenger hunt, so we're going to save a few of those out, set them aside. I might save like a small baggie of this, just so I have it in case I want it for something else. But then I'm going to recycle this because it's paper. Let me set this aside for a second. And then it came with these little bingo cards for kids for while you're driving. I might be able to use that as a friffle. I'm not sure yet, but my daughter did use it as a friffle in her journal, and she actually like tried to find stickers to go with all of these and then made it almost like our scavenger hunt thing, so that was cool. And it's just got some more pretty pictures, whatever. But this was the biggest thing I wanted to show you, because look at that picture. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I can chop that off and chop that off, and you get so many friffles in here. So they had like this pretty blue page that could make cool things, although I did just say I was going to chop that off. But maybe it could have like half a blue page. But yeah, it's got like all kinds of little pictures in here that, kind of glancing as I go, make sure this doesn't have like personal information in here, but it's got like the cutest little friffles, okay? But then here's another little insight into my brain, okay? This was the cutest thing. It had a picture that it says a positive potato. It's a little crochet potato. And it says, I may be a tiny potato, but I believe in you. You are enough. And then it's got, you know, their logo and whatever. And I thought that was cute, and I thought it was the most adorable thing ever. And then when I got to the bottom of the box, they gave us a little tiny potato. Like the actual freaking potato. It's a little crochet potato. It's the cutest freaking thing. So we're going to take this sticker off because I forgot the sticker. But this is going on the friffle table. I'm just not sure how I'm going to keep him like standing up because, you know, he's a potato. But you're not going to be able to see him, but he's going over on my canvas light. And we're going to try to make him stand. Okay, he's standing for now because I put him inside the light remote thingy. So he's standing for now. But I thought that was the absolute most adorable thing ever. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that even this, which was crazy, I don't want to call it junk mail because it was really cool, but junk mail, advertising, whatever. And I've got all kinds of friffles that I'm going to cut out of this. So that was cool. So now we get to the scavenger hunt. We're going to move that over there for a second. We're going to bring the journal in. We're going to pick a random color before I open the journal. And we're going with this like orangey reddy color. And we're going to go to our gratitude page. Now, I will say, be prepared because I'm only doing a couple of more pages in this journal. And then I'm going to close it out, and then I'm going to tear out all of the pages I didn't use in the back to give it a little more room. Yeah, and then we are going to be starting a new journal soon in the next couple of videos because this one's getting too full. It's too fluffy. I'm going to end up breaking the binding pretty soon, or the little metal things. Okay, so enough chit chat. Oh, this color matches the last one I did. That's okay. What's the date today? I have completely lost track of time. I'll look at my little book here. Here's the 8th, I think. I'm hoping. Okay. So let's go 7, 8, 26. What do I want to be thankful for today? Oh, you know, biggest one for, you know, right this instant would be the new microphone. We'll just write mini microphone. And then, what are we gonna do? I like to try to get creative with this, but sometimes I might put a little too much thought into it. Oh, you know what? In the last few days, I have not written fireworks. So we're going with fireworks. Ta-da! Okay. Put that back. And I still have not, if you saw my previous videos, I still have not fixed the marker disaster. Okay? The marker disaster, it's still a disaster. I dropped one of my marker bins and sent all my very organized markers all over the floor. So now it's not doing so great. Okay, so here is the Friffle Scavenger Hunt. I'm going to try zooming you in here and lining you up a little. We're going to move the candle over a little today so we have a little more room. Don't go away, candle. I like you. Okay. There we go. I think we're good. Okay, so in case you haven't seen the update for this, I think when I created it, I only had the part of an instruction manual, the barcode, and the sun. I was trying not to use a whole bunch of stickers per se, and you know, just personal preference. But I do have a few stickers on here. And then, so I added this one. It says stickers and pop-up, but in two things in another language. I'll be honest, I didn't look up to see what language that is, so my apologies. But I used that for the foreign language word. And then I have a Martin's price tag that came off one of my sticker sets, so that's my price tag. My mom, I think I've said this in a different video, I'm not sure, but my mom, who knows I love all things Aristocats, Maria Kitty, found a little tiny small pocketbook thing that was Maria Kitty backpack, like one of those little backpack looking things. So I pulled this off the tag, and so that I used for my cat. This is obviously clearly a matte piece. I used this is just one of those printable sticker photos. This is an actual photo of a firework that we saw on 4th of July. And so I use this for something that makes me smile. And then this little cute thing right here, if you can see it, I found a piece of tissue paper, and I used tissue paper for that prompt, a piece of tissue paper, and then I used this sticker floral arrangement. It's technically in a vase, but you can't see that part. I used that as a flower prompt. And then I made it I tried to make it look like a little bouquet of flowers, like a gift bouquet like you would get from a flower shop or whatever. And I got this little tiny little bow on it. So that's what we have in there so far. So we've got some additions for today. I need glue. I'm going to need lots of glue. And, oh, another update I don't think I said before is my other tape runner ran out. Well, it technically didn't run out. My daughter's ran out, so I gave her mine refill because it was the same one. So now I get to try out the new tape runner. I haven't tried it yet, but we'll try it. And this is refillable, so I'm really hoping it works out. That said, I'm still trying to use up the double-sided tape, so we'll mostly be using this, but I can't wait to try this, to test it out. Okay, so for today, I've got this little pile over here, and we'll get to these eventually. We're going to put this little list right here so I can mark off the things. Oh, you can't see that I'm putting the list right here. I'm putting the little list right next to me so I can mark off the things as we go here. Okay, so let's start with, let's go with a handwritten word. So I pulled this Friffle. It just says love you. I don't remember. I should be able to tell from the handwriting, but I don't remember. So I don't remember if this is my mom or my dad, but one of them, I'm assuming my mom, because that's usually who does it, wrote this in a Mother's Day card this year, and I had saved it. So that's what we cut out for our handwritten word. Now this can just go on with regular tape. Just going to place that like there. Okay, we're going to use that for a handwritten word. And of course, you know, it's got the black writing, so we're using a black marker. I'm using glitter markers to mark them off over here, just because I can. Oh, geez, that was already ready to go. We're going to have to let this page dry for a few minutes after we're done, because I've got glitter going everywhere now. Okay, so that was that one. And then, what do we got next? I got a food label. I got my pink lemonade thing from today. So I think we can just use regular piece of tape for that. I don't know where it's shiny, but we're going to try it. And we're going to put that right here, like that. There we go. And so we need a pink glitter marker. We're going to go with this one. Oh, you know what? We're just going to go with this one. Okay. So this is for a food label. So if anybody else is doing the July Friffle Scavenger Hunt with me, first question, if you have a moment to answer it in the comments below, was getting the printable okay? Like, was it easy to do? Is there anything I need to change with that? Did it print okay, etc., etc.? And also, how many have you got so far? And are you having fun with it? Actually, that's probably the most important question. Are you having fun with it? I forgot to mark these off as I went. Handwritten word, food label. I printed off the little thing that I created to go with it, the little list. And this actually sits on my desk so that I can keep remembering to check mark them off. Now, if you guys will give me just a 10-second moment, I've got to turn off the air conditioner because I'm absolutely frozen. Okay, that's better. All right, next up is something shiny. Okay, Friffles! Okay, I know this is a weird one. Bear with me. They're very, very, very freaking shiny. We're just going to use one today. And I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but we'll figure it out. These are, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but my mom sells clothing on eBay, and we'll get into that in a moment because it's important. Excuse me. But she ships almost everything in those like plasticky poly mailers. And so after she puts the item in it, when you go to close it, this is what's over the sticky part. So she peels this off and then folds it over, and then it's ready to go. But she had some of these, and she's like, hey, I thought you might like some of these for a friffle. And I love, by the way, I absolutely love that everybody in my family that lives in my household has picked up the word friffle. It's fantastic. It's so entertaining. But yeah, so she said she thought I might like this for a friffle, and I'm like, hey, that would go for my scavenger hunt for something shiny. And so something shiny, people. I'm just not sure what we're going to do with it yet. Ooh, I do know what we're going to do with it. I'm going full bonkers today. Okay. Hold on. We're going to set that there for a second. Let me get to my next friffle. This is a business card. Now, it says a business card piece. I'm going to put the whole business card in there because I will be a little bit, what's the word? Is it conceited? It's not conceited. Might be conceited. I don't know. I'm going to be a little bit, tiny bit braggy, okay? I love this business card. I also designed this business card for my mother. She sells used clothing, mostly used clothing, on eBay. And in case you're interested, and that's where you buy some of your clothes, she goes by the name Nana's Clothing Boutique on eBay, only eBay. And she doesn't do anything with socials or anything like that. So you can only find her on eBay. But I made these cute little business cards for her using other people's clip art. I think I bought this little dress clip art on Etsy. And then the little bokeh background, I think, was part of Canva. But anyway, I'm going to include the whole business card just because it's kind of like a part of me, because it is something that I created a long time ago. So instead of cutting it up, I'm just going to use the whole thing. But what I'm going to do, and I know this is kind of weird, but it's in my head now and we're not going to get it away, is I'm going to outline it with this little shiny piece and make it like a little border to go around it. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to chop this. We're actually going to use 2 of these. waste a little bit so that I can just do this as easily as possible. We're gonna chop that, and we're gonna chop that. Okay, I'll put those there. I'm gonna put this here for a second. Now we're gonna go like this, and then like, not like this. We're gonna put this down and then put this on top of it. And we're gonna do like a 1/2 inch. You know, we're doing that. Oh, that pretty much matches up. Okay, we're doing that measure with my eyeballs thing here, people. Okay, now we're gonna cut this off. And then we're gonna cut this off. Now we're gonna do the next one. There we go. Then again, we're gonna go for like that 1/2 inch mark-ish. Now, keep in mind, you do not have to get this detailed with your scavenger hunt if you're doing it with me. This is just for funsies, and I'm literally going full bonkers on this just because I can. And because I like to be weird and different. So, keep that in mind. You can do whatever you want on yours without thinking that you need to go this crazy. Oh no, my scissors suddenly don't want to work. What the heck? It cut all the other ones. Why are we suddenly having issues? Apparently I was holding it wrong. I don't know. That corner looks funny now, but that's okay. It's okay. We don't go for perfection at the Friffle table. We go for good enough, and I'm happy with it. That's what we go for. I forgot to ask, what's everybody doing today while they're sitting there listening to me ramble and create? Is anybody doing anything else creative? Any other different kinds of arts? Make sure you share if you want. Tell us what you're doing, because it'd be really cool. I love seeing. Ah, there we go. I can't see. I love hearing what everybody else is working on. Maybe it'll give me some inspiration too. Could always use more inspiration. So, if you feel froggy, let us know in the comments what you're working on today while we sit here going full bunkers. Okay, I don't think this is recyclable, so this is just going to go in the trash. Okay, and now we're going to glue this in. I'm thinking right here looks good. Covers up that though. Well, you know what? It's going to have to cover up stuff because I've got a whole month's worth to do here, and I want it all on the same page, like a collage. So it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So there we go. Now we have our something shiny and a business card piece. So our something shiny, we're going to do with this gray marker. After I shake it up. Okay, where'd our something shiny go? Up here. I gotta get this marker working again. Here, there we go. Nope, not working yet. There we go. Something shiny. Okay. And then for the business card, oh, look at that. It's pink again. I'm gonna have a lot of pink. Let's go with this, like, we're going to go with this, like, darker pink for the, like, highlights in the dress. Just to be a little different. this is going to go in the business card slot. Prime the marker again. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, now here's an easy one. We have here a number. So I cut a 2025 out of a magazine. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we're going to put that up here with this ResMed because that can go there without covering too much of anything. Okay, there we go. And that one, we're going to go with yellow for that one. That's going to be a number. There we go. All right. And then I had one more. Okay, so hear me out. This may or may not count to some of you, but we're going with it. Packaging with texture here. Oops, I forgot to scratch out a number. Okay, packaging with texture. I'm going with the little crinkle things. I know they're probably not technically packaging. They're like packaging adjacent, but we're going with it because I think they're cool. I'm just not sure how to put them in there. I mean, they're going to get squished, right? So what if maybe what if we like cut it in half? Let's just do this many. Maybe like that many. I don't know. But I have an idea. Where did I just do? Over here. What if we use one of these little windows and put it behind the window? Right? This is a pretty big window, but maybe we can make it smaller. Oh, not a window, a pocket. Let's just make it a pocket. So okay, this needs to stay put because it went dumb on me. There we go. Okay, let's try this. I don't know that this is going to work, but we're going to try it and see. So let's put a piece of tape right there. Okay, and then let's put another one that matches on the other side. Okay, and then we need a longer one to go down here like that. Okay, now let's see what happens. This might be too short, and if it is, I'm gonna have messed this up, but that's okay. Let's put it right here. Let's put it right here. This looks good. Move out of the way, crinkles. Let's put it right here. Okay. So if we do that, oh no, nope, that's not gonna work. Actually, that might work. Let's take our crinkles and make them smaller. And then we need to get this tape ready. And we're gonna throw our crinkles under the plastic as best as we can, which is not really that great because I made the pocket too small, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna put that under there like that. We're gonna squish it down because why not? And then I'm going to tape the sides so that the plastic stays down. Now it's still technically a pocket because the top is still open, but we've taped down the sides so that that little window wasn't staying in the envelopey part very well. So now we've taped it, Now, we could either leave it that, you know what, I think I'm going to leave it that way. I was going to put some washi tape over the top, but that blue in that window actually goes with the blue in the little crinkles, so we're just going to leave it there. It's kind of a pocket. We're just going to use that word again. It's pocket adjacent. That's what we're going with. Okay, so that was packaging with a texture. So we're going to do that one in blue. We're going to do this blue because I haven't used this blue yet, I don't think. Okay. Oh, I might have used this blue already. Yep, I did. That's okay. Packaging with texture. There we go. Okay, now I have one last friffle to put in here for the scavenger hunt, but we're going to set this aside for a moment because this last friffle for today has to be assembled. So the last square on the scavenger hunt says a summer themed image. And come on, what says summer more than a watermelon? See, watermelon. So I thought we would sit together and do this teeny tiny little diamond art thing. Oh, we don't even have to use the wood because it's got the little picture thingy here. Oh, it's a sticker. That's even better because I can do the diamond art and then I can sticker it into my notebook. That works out like perfection. Okay. Now, I will be honest. I recycle so much crap. So we're gonna recycle this into the recycle bin. Although this did not come with the little pen. Either that or it fell out because it was open. It doesn't have a little pen in the little green thing. But that's okay because I've been saving those from my projects and I'm going to donate them to my local school once I get a bag full of them because I don't use them. I have my own. So we're going to recycle that. And this plastic goes in the store plastic. And then I have my own little diamond art thingy here that I like, that I use. So we're going to do this little watermelon together. How exciting. That goes over there. And then I am not going to use this little watermelon thing for anything. I wonder how they expected people to attach this. You'd have to use pliers. But anyway, I hate throwing out things that might be useful. So here at my home, we've been doing this for years in multiple locations we've lived. We save up things until we have a few bagfuls. Sometimes in the winter we have to save up throughout the whole winter. But then we put stuff out to the side of the road for free. And especially in the neighborhood that I live now, the people here, they love the stuff when we put stuff out there. Yeah, so I know this sounds weird, but I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them in what we call the side of the road bins because somebody somewhere might be able to get some use out of it. And maybe somebody else can make their own thing out of it. I don't know. But that's what I do. Okay. So here's our little now I do have, because I do a lot of diamond art now, I do have like one of those little bins that stores all my extra little diamonds in it. But these don't have the actual, there's like DCM numbers or whatever on them. And there's only a teeny tiny amount in each bag. So I do not want to take up individual spaces for these colors, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see. I might just mix them all and make like a colorful mix one that's for little tiny remnants. Maybe. We'll see. But let's get going. I'm doing more talking than I am actually crafting here. Oh, jeez. I just chopped my own finger. It's okay. We're not bleeding. Leave it to me. it's been a day for, well, it's been a couple of days for little random injuries. Yesterday, I ran over my own heel with my computer chair when I sat down to edit videos. And then today, that same heel, I accidentally stepped out onto the porch, and I like didn't step out far enough, and I just scraped that same bruised, torn up heel down across the step. So that was awesome. Yesterday, I was playing with the puppy, and I was like laying on the bed, and we were all playing with the puppy, and she's a puppy, so we're still teaching and learning, and she was play fighting, and she like took a nip towards my face, and usually she gets like the outside of my nose, but this one time she accidentally happened to get her one tooth hooked inside my nose. So when I jumped back and she jumped back, we literally like sliced my nose on the inside. That really hurt. And then I forgot about it. And then last night I have to take allergy meds every night because pet allergies. And I forgot, and I sprayed pet allergies onto my open sore nose. So that was loads of fun. So apparently I'm very, very klutzy and prone to self-inflicted injuries. Okay. Oh, I keep touching that. Oh no! We lost some. Go back in there. These ones don't really like to sit. Now, I forgot to mention that I got this little tiny diamond art keychain thing from my local Dollar Tree. I don't think the gems are really fantastic because they don't like to sit still, but that's okay. So I think I have one of these that's already open. If I can get it open. Oh, come on. I was doing it the wrong way. It's okay. So how's everybody else's projects coming along so far? How's your day been? Really appreciate if any of you that are still here listening to me ramble. I really appreciate it. I love having people to just sit and chat with and be crafty. Stay. Okay. There we go. And I just realized I've got somehow this so zoomed in that you can't even see my watermelon. So there's my watermelon. I'm going to put that up here so you can actually see it. Okay. We're going to start with the letter A. And while we're going, we are gonna ask some questions because I love to ask questions. I'm a nosy person. I really am. So I've got a little list that I prepared. So today's first question, and you can answer below in the comments, or you can just, answer to yourself, or you can use them as journal prompts. Some of them could be used as journal prompts. Hold that thought. I gotta write myself a little note because I forgot about journal prompts. I was gonna think about starting to create little journal prompts lists that I can give away too, because that would be really cool. I love doing little journal prompts. I feel like there was another note I was going to write myself, and now I've forgotten. I have to write things down when I think of them, or I just absolutely forget. So anyway, so today's little question is, what tiny thing made you smile today? Do we have any answers to that? Anybody care to share down below? I'll sit here and I'll try to think of an answer for myself. I don't remember the exact context, but I did play a very short game of Skip-Bo with my mom, my daughter, and my husband this morning before he left for work. And I don't remember the context, but I do know that we were having fun with it, and I remember laughing and smiling. So that's one thing. Oh, another thing was, even though I had already seen it, looking at the little poof on top of the microphone, that made me smile because I told you the little poof is adorable. Okay, so that was really short. We only had like 10 little tags. So I guess for now we will give them their own little caddy for now, but I might try to use them up in a project soon for funsies. Oh, hold on. My dog Luna just knocked over my painting board thingy onto her head. There you go, Luna. I moved it for you. Ow, that was my neck, in case you heard that. Okay, we're just going to give them their own little spot right there. Okay, next color. We're moving on to number B. So while we do B, let's go with another question. Run away! Stay paper. Okay. If you still want to participate, next question. What's the most interesting friffle that you found recently? It says this week, but I wrote down this week. But we're going to go with it recently, because maybe you didn't do any this week. I don't know. And for me, it's really hard because I get excited over like all the friffles. I really do. Whenever I find something that's like different or unique, or I feel like it's unique, whatever, I get very excited. You know what? I'm going to pause and I'm going to show you a journal page I did. I don't think I've shown it on the channel yet. But that would be my favorite friffle, I think, because of what we did with it. So here's this. I'm going to gently set it on top of my stuff here. Okay, here's this. So this was a page that I created July 5th, obviously, day after 4th of July. Now, this is an actual McDonald's container from French fries that my daughter had. And then I had my Echo create this watercolor French fry picture so that I could print that. And then I made it a flip tab, blink, so that you could see this actual photograph that I took from our fireworks. And I printed that and put it in the background. Now, the what's the word I'm looking for? Story behind this is that for quite a few years we've been going to the same place to see fireworks. It's a cemetery, and it's like up on a hill, so we can see quite a bit of the fireworks, because the actual park where most people go, the one year we tried to go there was literally hundreds and hundreds of people, and the music was blasting, and it was just not my thing. So anyway, we go to the cemetery every year, and at one point, I'm not sure how many years back, it started to become like a habit where my daughter would complain that she was hungry and wanted a snack. So my dad, she calls him Papa, would take her across the street and get her McDonald's French fries, because it was like right directly across the street. And last year she didn't get her French fries because I physically cannot walk across the street with her because I'm too slow, and It's a very busy, like 4-lane street. So I can't do it. So I did not do it last year. So she did not get her french fries. And I did get her a different treat, but we didn't do the french fries. And then, because my parents weren't with us, I forgot that part. My parents lived about 3 hours away, so they weren't with us last year. And then this year, my parents are now living with us, so they went with us. And like a week before, when we were talking about 4th of July plans and whatever, Jade gets all excited and she's freaking out about how she now gets to do her tradition, as she put it, her tradition of french fries from Papa. So, of course, Papa had to go get her french fries. So that is where the little McDonald's thing came from. It's their current McDonald's french fry container. So I chopped it up, put the little story on the back, made it a flap. So that was probably my favorite Friffle for this week. Probably. It's a hard decision, but probably. We're going to go with that one. We're going to set that back aside, and we're going to go back to this. So, if you care to share, what was your favorite this week? Or, if you don't have a favorite because you didn't do any Friffles this week, or because you don't do Friffles at all, whichever, and you've already watched the video to this far, then how about we go with what was your favorite Friffle that I used already in this video to put in the scavenger hunt? What was your favorite from there? You could answer that question too. Okay, am I crazy? I have an A, B, but no C. Is that how this goes? It is how this goes. Okay, so the next color is D. And for D, we have little green gems. Not gems. I'm sorry, not gems. What do they call these? Diamond drills. That's what they call them. Anybody know? I'm going to ask another random question now. Anybody know? I haven't looked this up. I probably could, but I'll forget before I get back there. But anybody know why they call these little diamond dots drills? Like, it's such a weird name to me. Like, I don't understand why we're calling them drills. I'm just clearly not understanding. But yeah, they're green ones, but they're not the gem kind. They're just a solid green. We're doing the outside rind of the watermelon slice. Anybody else do diamond art? I love diamond art. I just recently got into it, I will admit. I haven't been into it very long, and I haven't done very many diamond art projects, but I love it. I've literally sat here for like 3 hours doing diamond art before. It's so like, I don't know, it like shuts off my ADHD brain for the most part. Not necessarily completely, and not every time. Sometimes my brain is going too much, but if you're an ADHD person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we almost never get a break from our own brain. I swear, even when I'm sleeping, it feels like my brain is still going. Granted, I have major sleep issues, so that could be part of that. But seriously, during the day, I do not get a break from my own brain. So if I can find something like this where I can just sit and do it and my brain stays quiet because I'm like focused on the next piece, it's very nice and relaxing and a huge help. Ta-da! There, did that color. We got 3 colors left, and then we can put this in there. Hey, and there we go. I've lost the cover. Okay. Alright, so that would make the next one E, which is just, oh, that's cool. They did different shades of red for the inside of the watermelon. That's actually a pretty cool idea. So it doesn't look so, what is it, one-dimensional? Or whatever that word is. Term. There we go. What did I just say this was? E. There we go. E. Oh, I think I forgot to do my question. That's okay. So, next question while we do E is, what are you most excited to create next or upcoming? What's something, a project or a craft or whatever, anything creative? What is something that you are going to be working on soon, coming up, that you're excited about? For me, it's this whole Friffle table project. Oops, that one didn't stick. Stay. It's the whole Friffle table project, honestly. This started out as, it was gonna start out and be just a hobby, like something I did for fun for myself, because that's part of my healing journey. I have not done anything for myself in a very long time. So that's what this was supposed to have been. And if it turns out that it stays just a hobby and I can't actually make it into a job, income source, whatever word you want to put in there, then that is okay. I will be 100% happy and I will still do it, because I have enjoyed every part of this process so far. And I'm enjoying the amount of learning that I'm doing, and I'm enjoying the creation part. Like, there's so many parts to the creation part, because it's not just the journal pages. It's being creative with what we do each day when I start filming. It's being creative, and I know it's not really creative, but kind of creative with when I'm doing the video editing. And trust me, before you freak out in the comments, I will fully admit that video editing can be extremely creative for some people. Some people are absolutely amazing with it, and they spend hours and hours and hours doing really cool things in video editing. What I meant was, for me, I don't do fancy video editing. I don't have the brain power for that, or the will, or the want. I just wanted to keep this whole channel natural and show normal everyday life. That was my goal. And so for me, the editing part, while it still feels creative, I'm not really editing that much. I'm just, all I do is basically add my intro, fix a few parts when my camera shuts off, and that's about it. Like, I don't do hardly anything for it. But yeah, it still feels creative. Every part of what I'm doing with this feels creative, and it feels like I'm using my brain, and it's been amazing. And I really hope that I can make it into an income of some sorts, because I was reminded, and I just had this thought yesterday, and I was talking to somebody about it. I was reminded about that saying. It sounds so unrealistic, or at least it always has sounded unrealistic to me. But it's that saying that says, find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Okay? If I could make this into a job, I am telling you, I could 100% see and understand that saying, because no part of what I'm doing has felt like work. Even when I've been trying to, stress my brain out to figure out how to do the editing parts and how to do social media, Instagram, like all those things. I've never done any of those things. I've had my own eBay business and stuff in the past, and I've had social medias in the past, but I never did them for more than a few weeks, and I never actually took the time to learn them properly. So this is pretty much all new experience for me. And so while I can't really call it a job yet, because, I'm not making anything from it, it's just for funsies, I really hope I can make it into a job, because this has been extremely rewarding for my brain. And then, like I said, worst case scenario, I can't make it into a job. I don't care. I'm still going to be being here, posting my random, really long, really rambly, cozy chit-chat videos. So that, at the very least, I hope that somebody somewhere knows that there is someone else out there that is sitting at their table that has a space for them where they can join in a video and just sit and create, or sit and listen if that's all you have the energy for. You know, I've been there, done that too. I just want one person out there, at least one person, to feel like they have a space where they belong and where they have a friend. That's all. That's like my greatest hope for this. And if I can do that, I'm good, no matter where else it goes. But yeah, that's my answer. My really long-winded answer to that question. The original question of what project am I currently excited for? And it is everything to do with the Friffle table. Because it's exciting. And it's fun. That's like the crazy part, is that it is fun. And somebody else somewhere will get some enjoyment out of it sometime, at some point. You know, when I started the plan for this video, and it was a very loose plan, but what I mean by that is when I was planning on doing this little diamond art thing, I'm like, that thing is so tiny, it'll take me like 5 minutes. It's so tiny. And I'm not sure if it's because I keep talking and it's slowing me down, or if I just, ADHD and forgot how long these actually take. But this is taking a lot longer than I thought. I mean, it's okay with me, because I'm going to sit here and do it anyway. But watching somebody just go back and forth with this little dot tool might not be the most entertaining thing ever. Hopefully, you're working on your own project. That way you get some entertainment. And it's always good to be creative. I have found creativity to have done wonders for my mental health. Absolute wonders. Isn't my mental health great? Nope, it's not. We're still a work in progress, but is it a lot better than where it has been? Absolutely. So if you get the chance, I highly suggest that you do anything creative. Anything. It can be simple. It can be something with cheap, free, random items. Just being creative in some way, shape, or form. Oops. Lost a drill. Lost a drill. Drill down. Oh no. Okay. Last color. And I will admit, the multicolors for this watermelon are pretty cool, but you'll see what I mean when I zoom you in on it. But I feel like it's way too stripy. They should have mixed the colors in like little splotches or patches or something. I don't know. It just looks very stripy to me. But that's okay. It's still cool. Still looks like summer. Reminds me of summer anyway. Ooh, there's a random question for you. Watermelon. Who here watching this likes watermelon? Anybody like watermelon? I love watermelon. But with I don't know if you call it mental health issues, but whatever. With my issues, I have texture issues. So watermelon has to be absolutely ice cold. Cannot be warm, or that's awful. And then there is a couple of watermelon, I don't know, is it species? Types? I don't know. There's a couple of watermelon types out there that I have had that are absolute disasters. That's the nicest way I can put it. because they have this weird, gritty, like you're eating watermelon sand texture, and it's awful. I do not know how to explain that. Yeah. But I've only found that a couple of times, so it must be some kind of type of watermelon that I'm running into. But yeah, and then also I can't do seeded watermelons. Seeds are a no-go for me. Seedless is the only way to do it for me. Yeah, do you guys like watermelon? I love watermelon. I don't know if I said that. I like watermelon, but I actually love watermelon. I could eat like a half a watermelon all on my own and not even think about it. Okay, let's quickly pick up my mess so that I don't have everything going everywhere here. Let's see, let's put all this stuff back together really fast. Now, I don't normally pick up my mess on camera, but I need the table, so we are going to pick up my mess on camera today. Okay, and then the instructions. Oh my goodness. I bet that could, nope, it's too small. Sad, that would have been cool. Okay, this paper is gonna go in the recycle. Okay, now, I know it's gonna surprise you, but all of this is plastic is going in the recycle because from what I can tell, and I'm hoping, oh no, I had a couple of drills in there. From what I can tell, and I'm hoping that I'm correct, the plastic from these drills can go in my local store drop-off for the soft plastic recycle. So those go in a different bin behind me. I have 2 recycle bins behind me. One for paper and one for everything else. And we are gonna put those in the recycle. Okay. We are back with the journal. Ta-da! Let me see, I gotta use my camera. I'm really hoping you guys didn't get like zoomed out or zoomed in or whatever. Okay, so here's this. Here is, let's see if I can do this and show you. Here's the little watermelon. See, it's kind of stripy. Got 4 shades in there. It's kind of stripy, but that's okay. That's what the watermelon looks like. Now, we're gonna cross out on our little page here a summer-themed image. I'm going to put that back on my desk. Whoops! Too close to the candle. My bad. How are we going to glue? Oh, no, we said that was a sticker, so we don't need glue. But we do need to cross it off. Do I have red? Oh my goodness, I do not have a red glitter marker. How do you have a glitter marker set, a woohoo, and not have a red glitter marker? I thought we did have a red, though. Hold on. I gotta, like... trying to be very selective on how I turn my pages here because I'm going to have to do that anyway. We do have a red. R17 is technically red. Okay. So, is this R17? 317. I wonder if that's the same thing. Because that looks too pinky. Yep, that must be what it is. It must just have extra. Yep, okay. Must be this one. Looks pink to me, but we'll go with it. We gotta prime it. There we go. Oh, look at that. It's kind of red. We'll allow it. We'll call it kind of red. There we go. Now, where do we want... Oh no, I zoomed you out. Don't know how that happened. Sorry. There we go. Where do we want to put the watermelon? I'm kind of thinking... right here would be cool. Or right here. Oop, nope. Don't do that yet. I'm thinking right here would be kind of cool. So let's see if we can get it up under this a little bit. Like that. And then like that. There. Yeah, we have a watermelon. Okay, I have a feeling that these little Friffle Scavenger Hunt things are going to turn into one of my favorite pages to do. It really is. Oh no, we lost a diamond. There we go. We gained a diamond. We're good. Now, I will fully admit that I believe that there is a major flaw in Dollar Tree's logic for these keychains, because technically this is just a sticker and it was supposed to go on here, and then you were supposed to attach this here, and then you have a keychain. But come on, if I put that on my keychain, those little diamonds are just gonna go poof like within a couple of days, because they're all gonna get knocked off there without sealing it. I don't know, actually I shouldn't say that because I didn't read the instructions. Maybe they did suggest to seal it, and now I need to go look because curiosity gets the best of me. Nope. It does not tell you to seal it in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay. That is all I'm going to do on the scavenger hunt for today. And I do have a page idea for the next video that we do. But I'm going to close this video out because we have been a while. We're over an hour here. And I don't want to make videos too long on people. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate everybody that comes and watches these videos and spends some time with me. Now I'm making a mess off camera. It's okay. There, stay. So anyway, I really appreciate everybody that's here and has watched this far. And don't forget your hydration. I forgot to take drink breaks here, so that's something we're gonna have to work on in future videos, is to remember drink breaks. Yeah, so I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.